I love that choice then, keeping it unbreakable, just to make sure.
Option select, boys. Jump into the low sand trap, 200%. 200 damage.
Trying to roll away, and that's been successful. Okay.
Continuation as well. Getting out so far. Disrespectful.
Gotta make it happen. Oh, Tweety's
These
here.
gentlemen are so disrespectful.
Mitsu, come on.
One more away. Tweety!
Oh.
The choke. This is not death.
He has a bar.
This is not death.
Mitsu.
This is not death.
For Tweety in the end. God, it really was back and forth every single game right there. Killer. So now, again, we've gotten through the first round of the winner's side. Keep it together.
Yeah.
And up next, look, there's going to be some classic matchups. If we can go back and check out the bracket here real fast. We have some fantastic matches coming up shortly, including Dragon versus Deoxys, and then to round it out in winner's side, Ninja Killer versus Tweety. Those are all fantastic winner's side matches.
It's just winners, man. That's just the winners bracket.
On
so
loser's side,
yeah.
Stabs versus Hayate, Tekken Master versus Samij, Nivik versus Scar, and then Conqueror versus Dizzy.
Wow.
Your loser's side. Yeah, those are all fantastic.
So no one is eliminated just yet. Everyone is still, very much alive and their dreams. But yeah, we're getting closer. We're getting there. So losers
You see it on your bracket right there. Unfortunate for the two Canadians to have to match up against each other right there. That's how the cookie crumbled. But those are all great. Each one of those is, well, I guess that's not really an international matchup, is it? Two Canadians. But other than that, each one is two different countries.
Beautiful. I love to see the diversity of the flags.
Yes. I definitely agree. One of the great things about the modern NetherRealm game scene, really, I mean, is how international it is and how strong it is.
It brought us together. The
Look,
pro
dude,
competition.
Those are all great matches.
Definitely.
I was very impressed at everybody there for having put in the work that they did.
That was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun. I got so excited of you screaming, David, that I didn't even see if Tweety. And we'll be back with a few more hype matches, David.
Final Combat 2020. The album releases next month on April 24th, and you can pre-order it now over at trivium.org.
Dick is. I'm not fucking you. Jeez.
Good fucking God.
You took down Joker. There's no Legion of Doom, no Batman. Gotham is yours for the taking.
State catastrophist.
You stole our innocence. I'm not afraid to stand up. This song never gonna give up. I'm lightning, no fear, just adrenaline. Jet black, heart attack, thunder for a soundtrack. You bleed, this sets the stage for defeat.
Okay.
Hot takes. I don't think it's that hot. It might be cold as ice, but I see Sonic Fox.
I have again to dip into Hayate. It's Aaron Black. That character, the way the community sees him now, is just really, really bad. But I think because of how everyone sees that character, they might not see Hayate coming.
One of my hot takes is
Because of how everyone sees that character, they might not see Hayate.
Basta aqui. Basta aqui. Pouco barulhento.
last spot, got the last spot, is here, performing really well. We got Dragon versus Deoxys, all of these names giving shivers down my spine, by the way.
I mean, this is a World Finals runback that we are just about to see as well. Same everyone here wants to see Rewind do well. He's got a diverse character pool, natural skill is off the chain, and this is definitely going to be one of our more competitive matches today. Rewind has been able to defeat Sonic Fox in tournament before. Can he do it again?
This is the ultimate test here. You talk about it. This was the grand finals of the last champion.
Now, Fox immediately getting that hit confirmed into a knockdown. What's going to be next?
It's all going to be really who gets the momentum early on. Both of these characters can ride that wave so hard. We're going to see what Sonic brings to the table as far as the options against these leaps that we're going to be seeing out of Rewind.
I mean, Rewind's a play. He's no stranger to these kind of high execution, float style characters. Usually a second bar's going to get spent. Give me those launches, and the third one just stay nice and safe. Rewind in a good position now. Fox getting clipped, and that's going to be a clean round one for Rewind.
And that was just a feel-out phase up until that one strike from Rewind, and we saw him go from half screen to corner, the positioning, and just the got Jack in the boxes. He's even got the puppet.
I mean, if there's one thing Joker has, it's safety, and the range combined makes him such an impressive character. And there's the immediate launch. Get out of the airspace. Joker has got some pretty decent options for shutting down that jump. The grab is so scary.
Because that forward one is so oppressive on that knockdown.
Final round. Fight.
It's going to be forced from Fox when they've lost 50% life already. That is not a good look. And now Rewind. The tech attempt from Fox trying to dive in there and make the dash, cause it to miss. Didn't quite work out. Empty low. That low so unsafe, but such high reward if you get the knockdown.
Off the throw, what a late shrapnel there by Rewind to try to get Sonic to press those buttons. And I'm liking the dashes. We're seeing the options against the leaps, and catches out the max damage and the down to the breakaway. It tries to bait out exactly that. The threat of the throw opened up the 1-2 and catches out the crushing blow as well. Sonic with the lead.
The second Joker gets that fatal blow, he becomes such a scary character. All of it coming through. A grab, wonderful tech from Fox. One clean opening. Remember, this is Jackie, 950 health. She has got a little bit less than most. And the forward two cancel. Joker, I mean, we've barely touched on this today, but the Joker, one of the absolute scariest characters on the roster once he's got Fatal Blow. He's one of the only characters in the game that can cancel it. Cancelling it leads to a mix-up. You fear that forward throw. Joker's 1, 2, 3. It's safe, confirmable, and if you expect a grab or delete health, that's exactly what happened there against Rewind.
And almost in a rock, Scott, taking the risk of the launcher there.
And
this is a character, catch up, that it's almost like the character was made for Sonic Fox. You know, one of the archetypes that we don't really see in MK11, and we didn't talk about the law coming into this, that this is a set of character instant jump one.
However, the setups do sometimes come with a price. Pretty high execution for the higher damage. We know Fox, they've got the execution. Speaking of which, 2-1, tries to jump.
It's all working out here.
Oh, even more. It's just layers upon layers, Aquaman. You get one knockdown, you want to lead it into the next one. That said, Rewind, 1 bar of meter, and a Fatal Blow can definitely be enough to win the jump 3. Joker's jump ins are so strong.
Sonic did that jump kick nice and early. Get those active frames out there. Back in the box, especially here in the corner.
The corner's a scary place to be. Joker's got insane corner damage. The grabs as well. Just really coming back to how good mids and buttons Joker has. The grabs will become crazy scary. 4-2-1-2. Safe on block. Takes it out again. Going into the backdoor 4 instead. But right now, taking a turn away. Rewind's going to get a launch. Breakaways possible. Fox not playing any games. And a wonderful throw tech as well.
It's going to be coming in from the sky. Sonic Fox on pressure, looking for something to whip punish. Every time he does that Jack in the Box, it's that perfect spacing to try to see something whip. Tries to catch him with the 2, but here comes Rewind on the offense, gets him with the low. It's going to be up the pound here. Nothing, just keeping it basic. Not taking too many risks now as Rewind, but with this health deficit, may have to eventually.
Yeah, these individual hits aren't going to make Fox sweat just yet. Speaking of which, spend another one. And just trying to be as safe as possible. Just resetting the neutral dash punch. Not an amazing trade at this point, especially how weak he is. Yes.
On Rewind.
It's layers upon layers like we just talked about. Joker being able to cancel his Fatal Blow meant the second Rewind was a chippable life and no last breath was there. That Fatal Blow cancel sealed his fate. There was really nothing he could do about that. Going back to character select, even if Rewind doesn't change characters, he might do. But this...
Not one bit, and these two have had a close record throughout the pro competition, just 3-2 in Fox's favor. This is one of the few players that has actually been able to go toe-to-toe with Sonic. Looking at Sonic's record against everybody else, this you look at 3-2 and you're like, that is pretty dang good considering.
I mean, Fox, they had to go into this tournament immediately fighting for their life. The really insanely close match against Stabs. And now against Rewind, looking a little bit more manageable. But although Fox, they're the favorite to win this tournament. But the fact they use variation 2. We'll see if that increased range, the fireballs might be able to make it work. Fox looking for some of those trades, sticking out that 2-1. You can just see the range.
Oh, yeah.
It lets Joker go toe-to-toe.
Using it.
With the long buttons, no! Almost to confirm.
The setup actually worked, just didn't the execution to follow up with the 1-2-1. Looks like it's what they wanted right there. Everyone's going to play a lot more of a grounded game, which almost, I think, plays into Fox's hands here, but we'll see how it develops.
Wins the jump in. Escape failed. I mean, he gave a good go to try and tech that grab, but not quite working out. Joker's down 4. Not going to quite hit his mark. Rewind now. Back with some real estate with punish.
Beautiful spacing there by Rewind. We're in the corner. The wake up doesn't get the punish though. That could have been a run for Rewind, but the quickest micro crouch. Well, I think we've seen in the tournament so far.
I mean, the round was won anyway, but that was the read was there, just not quite the punishment. Something that really matters. Speaking of which, not going to blow the crushing blow just yet. Wants to build towards the Bird Boy beatdown instead.
Or wait for that pesky defensive meter to disappear on the side of Rewind. No pickup, but you know, that Rising Star is so quick on recovery that, you know, even on breakaways, it recovers in time to still have your turn when you're Johnny Cage. And what positioning Rewind has right now. Fox is back to the corner, the whiff throw not getting punished, even though Johnny was at that sweet spot to throw out them legs.
Fox has been whipping, he's been, like, they've sort of been whipping quite a lot of buttons here that Rewind has been a bit slow on the uptake, trying to get those punishes in. And now, Ender here. What's going to be the mix? In the corner against Johnny Cage, absolute nightmare.
It is jail. Incredibly hard to get out. You know, +6. Everywhere across the board. Speaking of plus frames, coming in from Fox and from downtown with the forward 3. What an offensive decision by Rewind to stay alive here on the winner's side. And we got ourselves a match.
There was no fatal blow needed. Rewind knew he had all the damage with the Rising Star at the end, but at this point it was just a clean screen. It's all about the range. Swift punish again, but you know, Fox, that's not the first time they've got the forward 2-1 and they've not gone for the crushing blow. They're trying to build towards like Bird Boy. It's so good.
You know, if if you think about it, it's incredibly smart because all you're going to do coming off the crushing blow,
it's just the gift that keeps on giving, really. You get that forward 2-1 bird boy, it's unbreakable. It builds towards crushing blow, it does good damage by itself. And yeah, Fox, the cleanest. Rewind challenges there, 1-2-1, easy knockdown, and although we can't get the amp, it's still the corner positioning. Fox looking so good right now.
That is what Ace of Knaves is all about. You saw Sonic read the breakaway and then have a follow-up ready, and it's just, you thought it was going to be your turn. But not the case here. Always thinking ahead of Sonic and tried to go for it raw. Okay, that may have been to try to steal some momentum right there.
Quite a cheeky move. Fox has been quite cheeky all day. Stick down now. Now there's no breakaway. That's where the forward 2-1 crushing blow comes from. And again, build towards it. That should be 3. Fox, this is a win condition situation. The whip. Hang on a minute. But Rewind, half life left and some crushing blows loaded. Cannot afford to get hit now at all.
Massive damage on board, and anything confirmed to it might just do it at this range in the health bar.
Any individual hit here is going to put Fox with the fatal blow, and the fatal blow cancel combined with these crushing blows makes it horrendous to deal with. Fox, they're in a good position.
I'm about to say Sonic actually probably wanted to take some chip on block right there just to give him that cancel.
Perfect.
We've all been in that scenario. Just let me one thing on block. I've got my fatal blow, but the healthy for Rewind again to stay alive. This is match point for Sonic Fox, and the defense by Rewind. He's gonna stay alive!
They bet the absolute farm on that because the crushing blow was ready. If that bird boy beat down connected, that would have been a game over. No breakaway available for you at all.
Absolutely sensational how Rewind has managed to stay alive right there and going through. I don't even know what Joker put up, but I know it involved that game on knockdown. And look at the offense by Rewind. He's starting to warm up.
Fighting back, and then some sticks out the forward 1 string. Tries to anti-air. Joker's down 2. It has great range, but it's a bit slow compared to some of the other uppercuts. A little bit slow there from Fox. Half-life down, Rewind in a decent position. And it's going to back up and disengage for a minute, but he's right back in. Clean anti-air. Knockdown pressure. Sticking out that forward 1 again. And the down 2 trade. Great damage and a favorable trade here. Getting a challenge. Sense of respect.
Wow, you were talking about a challenge? They're swinging the down 2 by Rewind right there. What a wonderful tech. So keep themselves alive. That happened so quick!
That was such a clean answer, and by all accounts, that should be game over. What a decision there from Fox to interrupt. The knowledge.
Sensational match between the two, and you see Sonic there saying, I don't know about a Mercy this time around.
Too close for comfort, I think.
Body stick high, never gets old.
Just wait for it. There it is. Have the luxury of just hearing it in your ear. Perfect. But I mean, overall, that was just a fantastic series. The change to Johnny Cage clearly worked out here. It's just the range more than anything else. These two characters, Johnny Cage and Jackie, they are 2 characters that are kind of ruling the roost of the tier list, right? The thing about that is, if you're Sonic Fox, you're going to get as much experience as you possibly can on a daily basis. It's a matchup that you've played 1,000 times already. So, a lot of comfort there coming out from Fox. And you saw some matchup-specific choices that were made, the most notable thing being the very last play to interrupt Rising Star, just to go through fatal blows and play. Joker is one of the fastest ones in the game.
And that right there, the fatal blow cancel going into the 1-2, thinking that the throw was going to come, so Rewind did the micro duck and then got hit by the 2, set all of that in motion. Sonic coming out swinging, Rewind a little late on the adaptation, but almost brought that all the way back. Almost had ourselves another game 5. Still sensational across the board.
Really goes to show why having multiple characters locked and loaded does make a big difference in a competitive setting. If you can have characters that just bring a different style of play to the table, or just something that is leaps and bounds, no pun intended for Jackie, I guess, but that final play, so smart to just interrupt. Looked a little bit like the range was just too far away. It's safe on block, yeah, but if it fails to connect, then you can still interrupt at the end of the day.
That is right. Coming up next, we're going to have Noble Combat versus PXP of Foxy Grandpa. And both of these guys had some comfortable wins coming into the second round here in this final combat. No one eliminated yet, by the way. Everyone is still alive, and every single match is going to be streamed. So you guys are in for a nice long day of Mortal Kombat here at Final Combat.
But I mean, I think Combat's
that's all.
It's getting used to.
That's all the Combat. Combat's playing. My bad there.
That's exactly my point, because Combat's up next. But this matchup is, I can't recall the last time these two players actually went head to head. But it's a clash of generations. Combat is, without question, kind of like the more modern generation of NetherRealm players. Really kind of made a name for himself in the online world of Injustice 2. You know, shouts to Combat Cup and you guys running all that back in the day. But that was kind of the first thing that let him dip his toes into competitive, and he went all guns blazing into MK11.
But if we're talking about legacy, Foxy is as old school NRS.
If there's
he's been around since 2011 and he's still going. He's been top
first
level
ballot Hall of Fame. Right there is a Foxy Grandpa. Has been doing it since the beginning and has been incredibly consistent and at the top since. And that's something you can't say about an awful lot of people here in this competitive community.
And it's for me even more impressive over the fact that NetherRealm games, they change. I mean, with the exception of Injustice 2, which is very much legacy with new mechanics.
But Mortal Kombat is a different game almost every single time,
so
from the ground up.
To be super top level and very successful in every single one says a lot about your ability to just pick up those new mechanics and how important those Mortal Kombat fundamentals can carry you. I honestly have no idea how to call this one. Combat plays a whole bunch of different characters. Foxy really going into this tournament with exclusively Shang Tsung with a little bit of Kung Lao. The Kung Lao is matchup dependent. I know he's kind of made himself famous with Kung Lao, especially hat tricks, but Shang Tsung's one of his favorite characters too. He always says shouts to Mortal Kombat Conquest, the TV show that literally determined that Shang Tsung and Kung Lao would forever be his favorite characters. True story. Very weird though. I respect it.
You have to respect that. Coming into this, going up against Combat, who plays probably half the roster, but is coming here primarily with that Johnny Cage, which I think is a matchup that Shang Tsung players, when you think about Johnny Cage, it's one that's playable. Able to play that zoning game. You're going to see Foxy. You saw in his first match implement Foxy's strategy incredibly well. Very keep away heavy, very throw heavy in his mix-ups, but when he chooses to do his offense is what makes him so unique, is that he'll play the lamest you'll ever see, and then at a moment's notice, he'll get incredibly aggressive on you, and you aren't ready for it almost every single time.
The magic word to describe Foxy's playstyle is discipline. A lot of players out there they're not really prepared to be as patient. I mean, you can pay attention to the way Foxy plays. Sometimes he will sit there and do literally nothing.
It is very aggravating.
And just wait for you to do something and react accordingly. Shang Tsung, an amazing character, especially in Warlock, at just forcing something out of you. The thing about Johnny Cage is he's got range and he's got fireballs too. This could be an extremely long-range game.
I think that the name of the game here is going to be discipline. It's going to be how can Combat handle that playstyle? Can he implement his own? Because Foxy's a very hard player to implement your own game plan against, and that's what I see out of Foxy so much. Being able to control the pace of the match. He's so good at it. Both of us have played against him. It's frustrating, very frustrating. I'm not going to vent it here, but I can't wait to see this match go down.
I have no idea how to call this one. Combat is really on quite a tear for such a young player.
He is.
Well. He's one of our youngest competitors in the pro competition.
One of the youngest.
He doesn't look like it, but let's never forget it. It's very impressive.
He's been on fire here a little bit lately, winning a bunch of big online events. Coming into this, didn't have the best finish to the pro competition season.
Once upon a time, I beat Shinnok. You have a colorful imagination. Look it up. I laid him out.
Shang Tsung totally did not believe him there. That's rude.
But, Combat, ECT, NEC, the last two premier events of the pro competition, didn't have the results that he wanted, but started to pick things up. There was that long break a few months before Final Combat began.
Get through all these ground eruptions, and so far Foxy decently, but gotta watch out for the range. That's really the game of footsie we're looking for. Foxy, he's gonna play projectiles, but he's gonna keep his eye on Johnny Cage's mid. Low profiling right there. The low profile is such a dangerous tool. Amp again, just for a full combo set, full screen combat. The second fatal blow becomes a possibility. Cage can expand, but the forward two with punish, and just keeping it unbreakable. Spend the crushing blow, get rid of it, and a very comfortable round one for the boy from the UK.
And if there is any weakness of Johnny Cage, it's when you can finally, and I mean when you can finally get that character to whiff, just like you saw there. And you have the reactions and punish that Foxy had on deck. Now he's letting the bodies hit the floor here. It's nothing but metal here at Final Combat.
I mean, he's going in for so many corpse drops. And so far, you have to remember, so much damage for a single corpse drop that it's one of the better projectiles in the entire game. Staggering the 1-1. You respect the 1-1-4, the 1-1-2 opens up these free grabs. It's either heal from forward throw, full screen from reverse, active frames of the down 4.
Or that with the 1-1, trying to bait you out of reading that throw.
And now here comes Foxy. Thrown out again, respect, but probably expected the overhead follow-up. All right, a nice grab. Think about Johnny Cage, he sends you pretty far away for a successful grab, and that's kind of where Shang Tsung wants to be. He doesn't, though, want to be in the corner. Foxy.
Oh, no fear, just swing it out.
That is not as easy as it
looks. It is very difficult to do, and to do it on the world stage, Foxy. All right, look at Strong here, the whip. Oh, no, was that a whip or a block? I couldn't even tell. It was right in his face.
I think he just... Problem is, yeah, he's going to get This is exactly what Shang Tsung wants.
That's exactly what Foxy wants to do.
Yeah.
He's all about frustrating you, and the moment that you're frustrated, it's almost as if you've defeated yourself.
No, he's changed to Geras. This is a straight up counter pick in some ways. There are a lot of Shang players out there that say they do not like this matchup, especially if it's going to be Infinite Warden, which Combat has gone with.
That's right.
Remember, the Sand Trap, it trades favorably. You become invincible, you don't really have to eat projectiles anymore, and then Shang has to really play your game. This matchup, I mean, you can win any matchup, but this one, a little bit tricky. Unfortunately, though, for Combat, getting clipped by the 1-1-4, going in for the charge, just to keep the corner positioning, and he's going to respect the frames of forward 2-4.
Has a lot of knowledge about Geras as well. This is one of Foxy's pocket characters that we've seen him break out even in tournament. We saw it during the Intercontinental.
Whoa! And he gets the combo as well. Doesn't want to go in for the ground eruption. It's a bit funky to combo that in the corner. Unless you're just outside of it, it will actually whiff, so you don't really get a lot of damage here.
Going for the jump kick, the whiff. Jumped himself into the
It's
corner.
the positioning, Aquaman. That's not where Foxy wants to be.
What an interrupt!
And he waits for the breakaway. Doesn't want to spend it. Oh!
That was an Infinite Warden specific blow up by a Foxy Grandpa. Sensational read right there. That was Combat trying to throw that out and, you know, reestablish his turn with that gauntlet. In Infinite Warden, there's going to be a big gap, but it is plus on block and taken away. And I didn't know he had the judo chop loaded.
As long as you're going to be whipping those sand traps, eventually you're going to get a crushing blow sooner or later. And right now, probably a neutral duck there from Foxy, getting clipped by the raw forward 2. No counter hits he had. Oh, tries to go for a down 2, I can imagine, off that cross-up, but the body splash. Have another plan.
Tried to do a back-to-back. That's pretty hard against the active frames of that splash coming in. It's going to be another one. No, we're going to get some Geras loops to take the round.
This is really the kind of matchup change, and why Combat's gone in with Geras. He really wants to just blow through projectiles to avoid trading, and this is why. This is the one move that makes this matchup a bit tricky here. Foxy waiting for his turn. He's going to take it for the low. Oh, neutral jump could have been a lot. Foxy.
The longer this pro competition has gone along, the more we're starting to see that higher level gameplay catch up. And here at the World Finals, we're seeing it on its best display possible. Wonderful hit confirmation here, no breakaway. This will be some big old Geras damage. The crushing blow out of the corner. He wants to put Foxy on life alert here.
Okay, wake up. We're going to get a tiny bit of life back against Geras, though. Not really going to help you too much. And a wonderful throw escape.
Oh, another
Great
one.
Tech. And a down 1. Oh my god, this is the opening he needs.
Breakaway. No, too late on the fatal blow.
But I feel like that would have had a better chance at working if he breakaway.
Yeah.
Because remember, breakaway, you're actually in the air for a little bit
He actually may
longer.
have read that, which was unfortunate.
It's the small thing that some people miss, right? Where if you're launched by mostly crushing blow launches, if you don't do a breakaway, you fall a little bit faster. Now, yeah, the change. He's gone in with Kung Lao. Geras is one of the matchups that he does not pick Shang into. And this is going to be a game of constantly going back and forth with characters, because the fact is, Combat plays one of the characters that forces you to pick Kung Lao. And in this situation, if Foxy were to win this with Lao, if he wins it convincingly, Combat's probably going to change away, and it's going to inspire a Shang pick again.
Yeah,
there's going to be an immense back and forth.
Is this our first counter pick war here at Final Combat? If you want to get here, the Z-Hat throwing out, and this is a variation that you really only see out of Foxy here in the later stages of the tournament.
Right, tries to wake up roll, but he's going to get chased down by the grab. Combat looking nice and comfortable. Geras, he can go through all the patches in the world, but that mix-up of middle grab remains the same. Tries to test the waters with the teleport. We know now that ain't going to work. Oh, forward 2 clips him again. And Combat, this Geras pick just paying for itself at the moment. Doesn't get the full combo, but a bleak situation for Foxy. Goes for it just in case, but realistically, that round was already over.
Yes, almost shades of Combat from that game number 1, where we're actually starting to see the frustration possibly out of Foxy.
I mean, Geras is a character you'd never expect him to be defensive, but he can be. Some of the best backwards movement in the whole game. And he's going to sit and respect. Oh, the duck. No answer there from Foxy, though. Looking for it. Forward 4. Really loves that mid. This one can be looped thanks to the speed of Kung Lao's down 3, but this time, no, you expect you thought.
It looked like he baited Combat into trying to interrupt it. You know, he put those frames out there, the startup frames, the cancellation. Absolutely beautiful. Bro, Foxy, the big read from Combat in the down 2.
If you're going to play as grab heavy as Foxy does, you can be prepared to win a whole round on grabs, but you got to be prepared to lose it. It's that double-edged sword effect, the damage.
Look at that, off of a down 2 crushing blow, still hitting for 520 damage. And now next to, whoa, last second breakaway, and now we have a fatal blow. We're in territory for it for the victory.
Absolutely clutch, and the fatal blow's in play.
Oh, he's trying to bait it.
my god! You know, if that's pre-patch, that might have worked. But thankfully, in the recent change, remember, the armor of fatal blow activates on frame 8 rather than 5.
I'm not even sure he had the health in that situation to absorb that.
I mean, I think it was a risk he was going to take. However, knocked down again, damage, and what's the play? Just sits in respect. First win matters so much here that if Foxy interrupts 2-1-2-1-2, boys.
Yeah, come out breaking it like Gauntlet, maybe a little too much here.
All right, here we go.
Foxy
grab.
on the offense. What's Swissem going to be? Throws out that Z-Head plus 8,422 and going into the throw.
I mean, the down 2, I believe, has already been used. So he's kind of like, well, you've already used one of the big punishes here. Not as much to fear, although this is infinite. One damage, whip, and another grab, reverse. Knocked down, it's a scary position for combat. So real. And then stopping it, and the confirm. Ouch, that's it, Foxy. This game of counterpick, you have to take it one match at a time. Whoever wins the first game kind of gets that advantage because you get the final counterpick. If Foxy lost that game, he would be the one in a terrible position. Now, Combat's got to make a hard choice here. Does he stick with Geras? Or does he just go for something? Because he plays so many characters. Of all the players that exist in this top 16 bracket, Combat plays the most characters. And that says a lot with someone like Tekken Master in the bracket.
I would say, given how that last match went, I would almost say stick with Geras with how close that was.
Oh yeah, that just came down. Honestly, that just came down to what Foxy does in hat tricks. Forces you to guess. He's going to do Z-Hat at a close range. It's going to be a mid, or it's going to be a grab. Kung Lao, thanks to the 1-2 auto shimmy working the way it does, means you don't have to quite dedicate to forward 4 like you did before, which makes that grab versus button game a lot scarier, because 1-2-1 on block, 1-2 comes out. On hit, 1-2-1 comes out. There's no hit confirm needed. It just does the work for you. But if Foxy wins this will be a great result for him.
I think that Combat's making that decision of, it was close, if I'm able to overcome it, you know, probably gives himself the best chance at victory here, you know, rather than risk potentially being counterpicked in that game number 5.
Well, if he were to win this
game, no matter
game,
what, this is spending it all here.
Yeah, I mean, if he wins this game, Foxy can't exactly go back to Shang, because it's a matchup he doesn't want to play. Immediately clipping him with that forward 2 in combat, scoring first blood and forcing an early breakaway. Really kind of best case scenario. Foxy, with loads of life to spare, goes for an interrupt that doesn't quite work out. Minimal punishment on the gauntlet, and here's the grab.
Ready for the escape, and has gotten hit from him, kind of premium Oki situation for him. It's another hit confirmed, no breakaway available for Foxy,
yeah,
and that is going to do it.
Bit of an awkward round for Foxy there. Swinging buttons, individual buttons that were whiffing, not connected, and just whiff punished immediately. Combat, that was just really his round through and through.
It was really that one whiff punish that just set everything in motion for Combat. Here comes another one, the judo chop. What's for breakfast here?
Oh, finally a throw second out from Foxy, but that's into grab. Tasty your own medicine right here.
And that is the mix-up. You talked about it earlier. You know, we were kind of off stream and saying that that's been the mix-up of walk-up, mid or throw.
Oh, wow. Not sure what that was from Foxy. I'm assuming the down 2 was not what he was after. Been a bit of a ropey game from him so far in combat. Been taken full advantage. Knocked into the corner. He still has the life lead. Foxy's the one under pressure. He's got to make a choice here.
It's almost, oh my goodness, the execution.
Oh my, I'm not sure that's what he wanted.
This is insanity.
Well, you know what, that ain't Combat's problem. He's going to get a full combo here. Get an ender 2, knocked down. Doesn't really matter the final.
The short hop kick, you never see that.
Oh my god, what is going on? The whip dive kick as well. This is absolute madness, Aquaman. But wait a minute, the fatal blow.
Beyond looking for fatal blow. Here goes up with the throw. And you know what Foxy wants to do here? Throw again. Throw on the head. He's going to get the confirmation. Oh no!
What was that? I don't even know.
That was supposed to be forward 4.
Had to be. Oh, no, had to be. How do you forward 4 and down 4 come out? That was, I think, one of the... I've never seen that input error in my life. That's a first. That's definitely a first right there. That was going to be a forward 4. That was going to be a fatal blow combo into round win. Thank you very much. But it goes to show, like, this level of play, it can happen to anyone. There was
a lot of scrambles in that round, in that corner. There was a lot of side switching. There was a lot of drops, a lot of...
I mean, I feel like right now, Slater's just
whiffs.
going, hey, bro, don't do that. Don't do that again. You know, when you want to do forward 4, just press forward and 4. No, not down 4, dude. That doesn't come out.
If I was a coach, I would just say, don't lose.
That's the kind of advice Foxy would give you.
It's so easy.
To be fair.
I don't know why more people don't do it.
Whenever someone asks Foxy, how do I become a better player, his common answer is, don't get hit, bro.
I think that was one of his notes coming in the final combat.
Oh, of course. Now, Nightwolf, this is a character from Foxy we have not seen in a while.
In quite some time.
Very unorthodox
I just
pick.
heard the entire crowd starting up the ooze.
I don't think anyone expected this pick. However, it fits his game plan of grab versus button.
Oh, they're all howling. Our entire crowd here is howling right now for Nightwolf. Are we going to get that win pose? Are we going to be howling at the moon? And tries it down 2 again. And the punishment to start off our game number 5.
I am quite fearful about this change. I don't know how... Oh, hang on. 1-1-1. Immediately forcing a breakaway. And that basic game begins. 1-1-1. An amazing auto shimmy. You think a grab through the company commits to the end. Mayhem from Combat. The full risk, but it does pay off. And it just throws off your comfort zone. You think it's your turn, you have to wait for it. The sand trap doesn't come out, and he's making all the right reads.
That was one of the most Combat things I've ever seen. Get hit by a poke, and what's your response? Hold up, the kick at the door.
And he's
gets him with the choke.
Match point now for Combat. This Nightwolf pick, we need to see something come out of it now, but so far all that's really happened is that clean 1-1-1 at the start, and that's kind of it. Combat has made some wonderful reads, forcing these kind of reverse guesses onto Foxy the exact same way. 4-2-1, the jump, no full combo, and reactionary block, I like it.
And you know, all the conditioning of those gauntlets is what kind of let him get away with that 4-2-1-2. You know, Nerf has the gap, lets it rip there, and still gets a 126 off of that. Reset of the neutral, that's a good dead Yoffis, the micro crouch, I didn't even see it.
That is the fastest micro crouch I have ever seen.
He didn't move.
And the 1-1. Iron defense here from Combat. Foxy almost went in for a whip punish there, but did the last minute clean out of the air. And there's the uppercut. Rhino charge to end. Wait for the whip! I want you to press. And thank you very much. Rhino charge knockdown. Combat, is he going to swing? Is he going to swing the whip?
It's Foxy the one that misfaces the jump kick and gets punished by Combat, where he sees some massive damage here. Double fatal blow territory.
And now fatal blows in play. If Combat hits him once, that's it. He's going to win the round and the game. But Foxy wants to play. Both players can confirm quickly. Watch out for the whip. This is so scary for both players. Foxy needs this round desperately.
Oh my goodness.
He's still good. One more guess. Guess for game, boys.
That was the risk. It's going to be a grab. No, the back up. Didn't hit confirm in a fatal blow. And just like that, it was two of them catch up where he had round winners right here in front of him. And it's the execution that's not going to do it for Foxy. Combat going to take it 3-2, another game 5.
In Foxy's defense, forward 1-2 outside of the corner doesn't combo into fatal blow. It whiffs. The forward 1-2 knocks them too far away, and the fatal blow misses completely. It's why Foxy didn't confirm. He had the knowledge there, but just the wrong confirm at the end of the day. Combat getting that final win at the last minute. One of our closest sets of the day for sure. But by no means, remember, this is double elimination. No player that's lost so far is out permanently. And that's Combat really showing, I think, both players, why having multiple characters can work. I don't think anyone was expecting the Nightwolf change. It almost worked, but Combat, he was just ready. That change to Geras meant absolutely everything to him.
And you know, it wasn't just the switch to Geras. It was the decision not to switch off of him. You know, it was saying it was close. All I have to do is do it just a little bit better, you know? And that belief in himself, that belief in the character, really did it for him in the end. But, you know, coming out of the gate, Foxy looking strong. It was the adjustments by Combat. Combat coming in, you know, with that 16th place, is doing some work here. And there was the down 4, the heartbreaker.
That is the biggest heart. I can't watch it back, honestly. It's just one of the worst kind of errors you can possibly go for, where it is a simple button that you didn't get. If he just got the forward 4, who knows? But that's just the way it works, right? It's not just avoiding mistakes, but when you finally make a crucial error like that, how do you recover?
Yeah, we've all been there too. That was a big whiff by Combat, and this is where Foxy starting to come alive here. Got him to the corner. Combat just fought his way out,
and right there, he knows the breakaway. That's the tricky
It's because
position.
he wasn't actually in the corner, right?
Yeah,
because
and then
the fatal blow would have just whiffed, and he would have got punished anyway.
And it was the combination of the popular breakaway too. So if you get hit by the uppercut tomahawk, you have breakaway available, you waste the bar, so you kind of had to bait it out and then go for a second play. So close. I mean, if he was this much closer to the corner, things could have been different. But it's just about how Combat recovered from the situation, and he just had the higher clutch, really.
Did Combat right there at the end, you know, after the breakaway, did he just come up with a 1-1 on wake up?
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me one bit.
It's a very common.
There was a couple things that happened in there. You know, if you guys watch a lot of those online tournaments that these guys were competing in, or even throughout the pro competition, they make big reads. You know, high risk, high reward with with the way that they have the confidence in themselves to wake up with a 1-1, wake up with a 1-2, because I don't have that confidence, if I'm being honest with you, and I'm sure a lot of you at home don't as well. It's not an easy decision to make, but these guys just know